Professor Inkspot'S telescope bang. Billy woke up with a start. He looked at the clock. It was 6:30. Bang! Billy jumped out of bed and ran to the window. Next door he could see Professor Inkspot'S shed. There was a small cloud of blue smoke above the shed. Billy saw a green flashing light. Fizz! Pop! Bang! The light changed to red. Billy got dressed quickly and ran round to Professor Inkspot'S shed. "Are you there, Professor?" he shouted. A strange whirring sound began. A bell rang and an orange light turned to green. "It works!" a voice exclaimed. "Professor," Billy called, "is that you?" "Of course it's me," said the voice. "Come in, Billy, come in." Billy stepped slowly forwards and went inside. Professor Inkspot stood next to a strange machine. On the front were 4 large dials with numbers. Below the dials were several bright red buttons. In the middle was a square screen. Beside the screen was a handle. Under the screen was a row of switches. "What is it?" Billy asked. "It's an interactive space telescope," replied the professor. "It shows you what is happening in space. Do you want to see it work?" "Yes, please," said Billy. "Look here," said the professor. "You turn this, and press these, and pull those upwards." For several minutes the professor was busy. His hands moved quickly over the machine. Billy waited quietly and watched. At last the professor turned round. "It's ready," he said. Professor Inkspot pulled the handle downwards. A red light came on. He turned a dial. It clicked noisily. Then there was a loud buzzing sound. Billy jumped backwards. "Don't worry," shouted the professor. "Look at the screen." Billy saw small people in spacesuits. There were trees, but they were blue and yellow. The sky was bright pink. It was another planet. The professor pointed to a tree. "Watch this," he said. He pushed a button. Suddenly the tree filled the screen. Billy saw a very strange silver bird in it. "Let's look at the people," said the professor. "Press that switch." Billy pressed. At once the people on the screen were big. Billy gasped. "I know those people," he said. "What?" said the professor, in surprise. "Yes," said Billy, "those are the people in my favorite TV program, Adventures in Space." "This isn't an interactive telescope, Professor. It's an interactive TV.